Welcome back, and this is a midterm assessment. So I want you to start a new Java project that plays Tic Tac Toe in the console. Let me give you a demo. So when you click Run, it should open up this. It'll say, let's play Tic Tac Toe. It'll say player 1, that's X, what's your move? And then it prints out this rudimentary Tic Tac Toe board. So I want to play at position 0. So I'm going to type 0. And then I'll hit enter. And you can see it updated the board. So here it shows X. And then it says player 2, O, what is your move? I'm going to choose position 3. So I type in 3, and then I hit enter. And there is my O. I'll then do 4 for player 1. I'll do 6. And then I will do 8 for player 1 again. And it says we have a winner, and you can see the winner is right here, diagonal. So there is one thing that we haven't covered that you will need to complete this, and that is the Java scanner. This allows you to take input from the console and convert it to an integer. So that's how I was able to type and then actually use that in my program. So here's how it works. First you say scanner is equal to new scanner, and then pass in system.in. There's a lot going on here. I would just copy this line of code. All it does is just set up our scanner so it can work later. And notice when you copy this line of code, it does do an import statement. So you do have to have this line of code up here for it to work. Then I just have a print line statement that says type in a number. And then I have integer, number selected is equal to, and then I'm referencing the scanner, and I call .nextInt. So whatever the next integer you type in, that's what it gives you. So when I run this, it says type in a number. I click into the console, and when I type in the number 1, and then I hit enter, it says you typed in, and then 1. So what happened up here is it says you typed in, and then I just added the number that I selected to ensure that Java was able to get the number and move on. And just one more thing, this can only handle an integer. So if I type in something silly like B, it does break it. It just says input mismatch exception. Basically, it was expecting an integer, but you gave it something else. We're not going to have this fancy error handling. We're just going to assume that you did everything correctly. Okay, here are some hints. First, you should make a char array to hold all of the data. You should make a print method that prints out the char array in a nice readable format. You should make a method or methods that check to see if there is a winner. You should use a while loop that keeps running when there is no winner, meaning you call the winner method and add a not operator, so when there is not a winner, keep running. You'll need a boolean to track whose turn it is, so I called it is X's turn. And every time the user provides input, you have to flip the boolean from whatever it is to the opposite. You'll need a validate method to ensure that you're allowed to move there, meaning the opponent hasn't already played in that position. And of course, you'll need some other things, but this should help get you started. And lastly, just some encouragement. You do technically already have everything that you need, with the exception of the scanner, which we just covered, to complete this. I recommend putting it all in the main class or the main method. A better way to code this would be to put all of these in different classes, but we're not there yet. We're just about to cover that. There's a lot of ways to solve this problem. I've actually coded this up differently every single time that I've done it. I would focus on just one problem at a time and start with the print method that takes in the char array. If you do get stuck, I recommend taking a break with food, exercise, or showering. This is a well-documented phenomenon. Basically, your brain is working on the problem in the background, and rest really helps. When you come back with fresh eyes, you end up making a lot more progress than if you try to power through. And lastly, this is a very tough problem for someone at your level. If all you've done is taken this course up to this point, this is a stretch to see if you can actually get this far. If you can't solve it, it doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means you need more experience. After you've given it a fair try, check out my GitHub in the description. GitHub is where developers upload their code to the internet, so you can see my solution. My code, FYI, it's not that great. I had to bend it a little to ensure it only uses things we've already covered. There are better ways to code this if you use some higher concepts, but I ignored those so that you guys could do it. It also has some unaccounted for edge cases. Maybe you can find them, maybe you can't. And it is commented so you can follow along. And with that, good luck.